Okay, so we are here today for the Tuesday Buzz with our wonderful Sheriff Ayala, talking a little bit about the Hive Community Center. So, Sheriff Ayala, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a 24-year veteran with the Fredericksburg Police Department, and part of that time frame was 22 years of working with the youth of Gillespie County at the Fredericksburg High School. Been in law enforcement for 32 years and been the sheriff since January of 2025.
Awesome. And we love having you.
Appreciate
He
it.
was my teacher, so I absolutely love having him. It's been a fantastic talking to you about the Hive Community Center. And so when I do my presentation, a lot of times we talk about the juvenile delinquency rate that community centers help decrease. Do you think that's a significant thing to talk about? Do you think it's relevant?
Absolutely. I think the biggest key thing is to be able to give students, I say students, that's just the nature of the beast for me, but the youngsters of our community, the children of our community, an involvement of something positive and keep them busy. You know, we were the same when she was young. I knew her when she was young, and I knew myself as young. But keeping us busy, giving us good things to be a part of, family part of, and all the above is really important for a community. The more we're involved as a family, the more we're involved as a community, the overall outcome is going to be higher positive than not involvement. So yes, no involvement.
So if you were to ideally, I know you're a dad as well.
Yes.
And so ideally speaking, as a father, is this something, do you think parents were lacking in this community maybe?
I think there's always been a lack of things for a certain level of youth to do. You know, back in my day, they had a lot of group where they played music, they got together and stuff like that. That has kind of disappeared. And actually, those locations where our youth would get together in Gillespie County, they have somewhat disappeared, or they've been converted to other different uses. And so I think if we can find a place where we can allow our current youngsters to come together, make memories like the people that were raised here did, I think that's huge. So yes, do I think there needs to be a place where our youth of all ages can attend at some point? To get together is extremely important for our community.
Well, your support's been incredible through all of this, and just getting your advice. If you were to talk to our viewers about ways that they maybe could support us, or maybe ways that they could just share our news, what would be a good advice for the people watching?
I think the biggest thing for people watching is to realize there's a need. That's the first thing. The second thing would be is the passion that this young lady and her husband are putting towards the community. That's extremely important. One of the things that people always say, where do we send our money? How do we help? This is one of those things. And I'm not saying you have to spend or send exponentially a lot of money, but every little bit counts. If you've been wondering, hey, how can I help the community? This is a new way to consider. I really think support is important, that if they even know that they're supported with their ideas and the direction they're going, that's huge for that. But the statement that I always say that I'm Gillespie County proud, it's because of the community's involvement, what they do for our young folks and what they do for our elderly and what they do for each other is extremely important. And that's what makes me Gillespie County proud. So really is taking note to what this young lady and her husband are trying to do for our community. Ask them, get them to come visit you, whether it's individual or invite them to your home, have like a little neighborhood get together where they can come visit 4 or 5 people from the neighborhood. Because when you're talking youth, it's really about the community. What do we provide for them? And the safety factors of what we're doing. Those are the things that we as law enforcement, I can speak for the city. We all want our kids to be safe, and we want them to get the good knowledge. So being a part of this is extremely important.
And then one thing to cap off all of my interviews, one thing I've been doing is trying to make sure at the town halls, we ask for advice. We want the community to be involved in building this center. And so it was great. I had Chrissy Henderson on last week. And so she gave some great advice about possible transportation and different things like that, of ideas that maybe we hadn't thought of. Is there anything maybe idea wise that you think would be a cool asset or something that you think would be neat to add? Or do you have a great idea that, we could write down and keep in our business plan?
You got it. So what I will take right honestly is if you already have what I would like the community to speak up to say yay or nay. Why do we have this expression? Because when you don't talk, we don't know. But some of the best ideas that I've learned through this role is people telling me, hey, I like this idea, but I really wish you would think about this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. So that's what we're looking for. Even if you're saying, hey, I think I want to help, but I don't want to do this part of it. There's so much going on. There's so many families out here that they could say, you know what, my sons really wouldn't do this, but they would really love this. This would allow this group to say, hey, we didn't think about that. Let's consider it as part of our plan. Because the ultimate goal is to make it welcoming for every hobby or every family event. That's the way I look at it. So the community input is extremely important. Silence is good sometimes, but we're really vocal, letting them know. And I'm going to be honest with you, positive or negative, I'll take it because that's what's going to make me better. So that's kind of what I'd like the community to reach out to Melody and visit with her and just say, hey, these are what I'm thinking. And the other thing is share this video with people that that would be helpful to Melody's plan as well.
Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for all you do for our community.
I appreciate it. I'm Gillespie County proud.
You guys are crazy, and y'all are crazy in a good way. So
yes, ma'am.
We really appreciate all that you do.
You're welcome.
And thanks for having us on and having us here today.
You're welcome.
For all your good advice that you give us.
Yes, ma'am.
We really appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you.
Yes.